experience or know someone that, as a parent that is older and transitioning from living into a big house to downsizing, and you just want to make sure that they're safe and nobody takes advantage of them. And unfortunately, my mom has been, the victim in the past year of some, I guess, what we would call elder abuse. She's lost some money, had her home burglars, a number of different things that have kind of led to me being here finally, and mom coming to the resolution that she definitely it's time to move, and so that's what we're up to. I'm no spring chicken anymore. I'm 54 years old, and I don't move at the fast pace that I did when I was much younger. So it's a process for us up here, getting the house ready, and the things that we need to do, and like that is meaning that I'll say that an appraisal, it's a good idea if you're doing a for sale by owner, and in Alaska and really anywhere, that you have a current appraisal or you get one done, and also a home inspection, and you decide whether you want to work with a realtor or not. And even if you're doing it for sale by owner, you often will run across potential buyers that are working with an agent, a real estate agent. Now you have to make the decision whether you want to accept those offers if someone has a realtor, and if you do, well, there's a commission. Those realtors have to get paid, and that can be from 2 to 6%, depending on the area of the country where you live, and negotiations. And in this case, our case up here, for example, we're not going to turn away potential buyers with realtors, but we're not going to give the farm away either. And meaning that reasonable for their commission is 2% or 3%, because we're selling the home as is. We're not going to do any major upgrades or any stuff like that. It's all those things are time consuming, and you can spend a lot of money on that. And really the big thing in Alaska is time, because while it's beautiful here, 80 degrees right now, and will be like that probably the next 3 to 4 weeks, as winter starts to set in, the market slows considerably. And also with that, I mean, you just have a limited amount of time to be able to market a house and sell a house before the market just almost completely slows down to a trickle. We'll have, when we put the first ad out, which would probably be, it may be this week or early next week. I mean, we may have 50 to 100 calls plus of people that want to look at it, versus the end of the month in September and October, you might have 1 or 2. So it's really all about timing and getting the setting up a plan to be able to effectively market the house and find some buyers, and ultimately sell it quickly and get mom out of Alaska. So my watch or clock up here says it is 1:16 p.m., which means it's 2:16 p.m. in wonderful Bakersfield. And while I can't hear Scott, I know we need to take a break. And so I am going to go to break for 5 minutes and be back at 2:20. And if you have any questions or comments, I'd be happy to address them on the air, suggestions. And the next show I do next week, I'll just say I'll be out in the yard. So there's some you get to see some of the wildlife and the beautiful landscape up here. Anyways, I'm going to go to break and we'll be back. So Scott, hope you're getting this. Let's go to break and back at 2:20. Thank you.
is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us. Your story starts here with Cornerstone Mortgage.
I choose Patriot Bail Bonds.
We choose Patriot Bail Bonds.
We choose Patriot Bail Bonds.
If the best criminal attorneys choose Patriot Bail Bonds, who would you choose?
Patriot Bail Bonds. We fight for your freedom.
At the time you were arrested, you were served with a DS-367 temporary driver's license. It's good for 30 days, but if you don't act within 10 days, at the end of those 30 days, your license will be suspended. It's important for your lawyer to contact the DMV for you. Set up a driver's license administrative hearing so that your license does not go into suspension. That's something here at Braemar Law we do for you.
We're back. Okay, we're back, Bakersfield. Good afternoon. I really, for those that are tuning in and watching this show, I really appreciate it. This is this is my third show, and so it's trial and error every week. Hoping to get a little bit better, coming with topics that you guys like or can relate to. And it's really, I think the common sense for the common man. I do want to evolve that title, Scott. Eventually, but it's a show with designed to talk about everyday problems that stay-at-home dads or families or general topics that families and people can go through. And last week we had my children in, Alyssa, Michaela, and Junior, and talked about what it's like being a stay-at-home dad from their perspective and a little bit from my perspective. And we talked about some of the things that they've done on summer vacation, and here we are this week. Fast forward, jump to and I'm in Alaska, in a real world problem that many people will face or have faced or soon to face, that have elderly parents or relatives, a family that as we get older, we take care of our family. And I don't think you're ever prepared for it, because I'm 54 years old, and I at times I still I'm a kid at heart. I feel like I'm 30 years old and I'm going to live forever, and everybody around me is too, and change is hard, and life has a way of making us change, and we have to adapt. And even though you're not ready or prepared, as in my case with this, we figure out how to do the right things, and which for me in this case ultimately is, is my mom's happiness, in the twilight of her life, and she's had a good, a good life, and I expect her to have to be around a lot longer and do everything that we can to, to facilitate that. But it's about mom now, taking a little a break from the kids, and what they have going on. My wife is handling the kids at home. I know she's pulling her hair out, because that's a lot of work. But these things come up, and fortunately was able to, get on a plane and get up here, and hopefully, and I'll be here for at least till the end of August, and hopefully we get everything, resolved, and get mom in a safe place, and she's happy, and can move forward. So, it has its ups and downs. I know it's hard for my mom. She says she's ready and wants to leave Alaska, but when it comes time to actually packing up and moving trucks and all that stuff is happening, it's going to be very difficult for her, and it's going to be difficult for me as well. But that's why I'm here, and I feel good about that. That I guess the point is doing the right thing for our families, our children. But it's not just our children and our spouses. We have mothers and fathers and grandparents and aunts and uncles, that are getting older, and they need your help. And so it's good to it's good to remember that. It's good to do everything that you possibly can, um, to help them out, and that's what I'm trying to do. By no means perfect, and again, nothing that I ever planned for. I just didn't see that day, that day coming. But so hopefully, a little bit, next week when we do the show, I won't be on my phone. I'm actually on my phone at this moment. I have an iPad and had everything, set up, and all a little bit about that. My mom had no internet, no TV, no radios, nothing in this house. She likes silence. She likes to read, and so I got in here late Saturday night, just after midnight. We stayed up all night talking, and um, Sunday was we slept in, late, and got up in time, and with the goal that I got to get her on the internet. We've got to get internet to the house, so she can get online. We can post pictures and ads for the house, and I can do my show, and that's what this week and the last few days has been about. We've got a home inspector that's coming in on Wednesday. I've talked to a couple, mortgage lenders, seeing if they have, needs of people that are looking for, a house this size. That's 2,700 square feet near the university. And that's just kind of the slow prep for, the first few days that I've been here, and, need to take care of some health concerns with my mom in the next few days. And
Your home is perfect. Until it's not. We understand that life has its changes. As your family grows, we're here to help grow with you. Because taking care of your family is important to you and important to us.
And I apologize for that. But again, just, we've talked about, I'm in Alaska. I'm up here with my mom and spending time with my mom, addressing some health issues, and she wants to sell her home and get out of Alaska before winter sets in this year. And the winters up here can be 30, 40, 60 below. It's pretty severe if you just imagine, you yourself in that type of weather, facing that and doing it for 30 plus years, and you're tired of it. You definitely warmer country is your goal, and that's mom's goal, and so that's what we're doing up here, or I'm doing up here. And again, I'll update everyone next week on where we're at on that. And I would love to hear some comments and feedback on, improvements that I can make on the show. And questions, concerns, suggestions on the current situation and topic that I'll be talking about the next few weeks while I'm in Alaska, and that is selling a home and moving a loved one out of state, a big move, and finding them a safe and secure place where they'll be okay. And ultimately, my goal and my wife's goal and my family's goal would be grandma comes to California and lives with us. We've always wanted that. But my mom is very, very, very stubborn and very independent. She likes quiet. She likes privacy. And she's not a big fan of California. It's quite a different world, California to Alaska. And I'll share a funny thing. We were in Walmart last night up here picking up some supplies for the house, some door locks and general household items, for the house, and walking down the aisle, and we see this young couple and a beautiful dog, two dogs, a Saint Bernard dog. This dog was 5 months old and the size of a small pony, just a beautiful dog. And the man, the gentleman, had that young couple. He had the Saint Bernard, and then his wife or fiance had the other dog, which is an Akita, a beautiful Akita. She was about 9 months old, and they were just shopping through in Walmart, and that's how Alaska is. It's really cool in that people bring their dogs into supermarkets and stores. It's a common thing. It's very laid back. No one says anything. It's kind of like the Old West in that sense. People don't always lock their doors. And crime has become more prevalent in Alaska. It didn't used to be that way, but still, you'll go out into a parking lot of a store and people leave their cars running, and they're in shopping, and doors are unlocked, and they're bringing their pets and animals inside the store, and nobody says a thing. Everybody's friendly, and it's really a neat culture, up here, and I'm proud to have grown up in that, and it's I've never experienced it quite like that anywhere else. Bakersfield is a very friendly town. Myself and my family have lived here since 2009, and I like the people here. They're as close as you can get in California as to what I grew up with, down to earth people that aren't looking up at you what kind of car you drive, or if you're in your slippers, or you're in a pair of shorts, or you're in a suit and tie. So that's way off the subject, but I just wanted to share that. It was really just so cool to see these people just walking down the aisles and with their dogs, and my mom and I stopped and talked to them and petted the dogs, and the dogs just laid down, took a nap like they owned the place, and just enjoyed being, all the attention that they were getting. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful animals. Oh my goodness. But but that's another topic. It's 1:33 p.m., which means it's 2:33 p.m. in Bakersfield, and I'm sure we're getting close to wrapping this up. Scott will sometimes let me go over a few minutes if the show can handle it, and hopefully, we're getting some viewers and some comments and interest on this week's show, because I know you don't get to see a show from Alaska every day, and so it's different, and that hopefully is a good thing. And we our ultimate goal is to build an audience out there, provide information, entertainment, some laughs. That would be my goal for this show, that we evolve and get to a point where we have a good following, and which helps Kerncast Radio and provides entertainment and information that you haven't gotten before elsewhere in the Bakersfield area. It's to think about it, it's kind of cool that a month ago I'm not just sitting at home, but I'm at home. I take care of the kids. I run a household, and I do a little bit of consulting now and then, but primary function, stay at home dad. So all of a sudden I'm in a studio working with Goose and providing a radio show. It's really kind of cool. By no means a professional in any way. I'm not a super talent, but I have the desire and the goal and the voice to try something like this. And I encourage anyone out there that's listening or that sees this, that anyone, follow your dream, do what you want to do. And if you're 50 some years old and you want to try getting on the radio, come down and see Scott. Give it a shot, or you want to be a race car driver, whatever it may be. But this has been really, really fun and enjoyable for me, and hopefully as the weeks go by, the shows get better, and we become more popular, and just provide some good information and fun entertainment. So again, I'm going to close the show. I encourage you, please send, leave some comments, good and bad, suggestions, and just let us know your thoughts and what else you might like to hear or talk about. And I will see you next week. Scott, I really appreciate it. I setting this up so we could do this remote. Thank you, and hopefully we can talk for a few minutes if you've got time when after the show. But Bakersfield, we'll see you next week. To my wife, Marty, Alyssa, Michaela, Junior, and Steven, love you guys, miss you guys, and we'll talk to you soon. See you next week, Bakersfield. I'm out.